Greetings, one and all. I'm testing the audio here for just a moment, so stand by. All right, it is working. Hope you are doing well. For those that are in California, we hope that things are going well for you, and pray that you are safe. I saw the weather is changing. We heard from BR Jason last night about the hazards of currently being over there from potential landslides with the recent fires and the combination with rain. Let's stand by just a second here. Okay, someone's behind me. Hope there's a car nearby. Not one for me. Okay, I can't grab that one. Alright, well, at least I'm safe. For the time being. Things are glitching a little bit. I expect it will be a little fragile right now for streaming because the wind is still really strong right now. Okay, where's that? Oh, darn it. Other side of the map. All right. I don't know what the schedule will be for tonight. I don't know how much I'm going to put into this versus art and doing some art. I got a later start than I was intending, so we're not going to be going for the full 3-4 hours that we typically do. Where are the bikes? There we go. I knew I saw one nearby. By the way, for those that are part of the Discord, you will notice that there have been a lot of changes that have taken place over the last few hours. I'm trying to set it up so that people have kind of a benefit for being in different classes over there. So expect that there will be a couple of glitches that we're going to have to work through. Because whenever I make something like that, I always seem to have some sort of problem that I encounter. Rats. Pretty sure that guy had it locked on. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Well, fail. Alright. Drink this before going too much further. So there was some there's been a couple of updates I've seen for tech as of late. And literally everything in the tech world right now seems to be in on a secret plan to try and make life as painful as possible for people. Now, once upon a time, I would not have believed it. But after the pandemic, I stopped being blind to it. I used to think they were all just conspiracy theories. And then I saw people actively, oh great, someone's here. They don't have a good set of gear right now. I saw several people during the pandemic gleefully, I do mean gleefully, take advantage of one another. Companies made all these bargains with governments behind the scenes. They secretly shared information, and I could no longer overlook it. Well, so when the pandemic hit, oh, critters on top of the mountain. Can I reach it from here? Apparently this one can't hit it. Okay. Oh well. So, like I was saying, during the pandemic, I noticed all these companies gleefully taking advantage of one another, taking advantage of people. And so now when I see all these tech companies saying, hey, you guys don't have to fear us, we're not the bad guys, I don't believe them. I never, ever will believe them again. Not like I really believed them to begin with, but I was willing to give them the benefit of the doubt. Mostly because I don't like to, by default, think ill of people. But I noticed something different with tech people. They had something to gain. Something major to gain. Ever since then, I've been in a striving to try and get better at programming, because I want to never be subjected to their tools. And you know, one of the... Oh, okay, hurt himself. One of the tools that people were turning to as a solution was Rumble. Rumble was going to be like the way to bring about freedom of speech they kept promoting. They still do. But you know, I have yet to actually see a real benefit to what they're doing. See, they promise one thing, and then they conveniently either don't deliver, or they fail to offer any sort of protection for their tool, like Parler. That was the only platform I really hardcore invested in, compared to... Uh-oh. I'm not in a good way right now. I missed all my shots. Well. But anyway, so Rumble put in this big effort to try and bring people over to their platform. With the idea of trying to help offer a resistance to the encroachment of either big tech or censoring or whatnot. And in some ways they succeeded. In most ways, I don't think they've gotten anywhere close. In fact, I would dare say they're failing. And it doesn't take long to find the critics. And I wanted to bring this up because there's a lot of people, they think that somehow they can trust alt tech to avoid becoming like the corrupt businesses that they offer to try and save you from. In the last couple of months, I've been seeing all these alt platforms start to introduce elements that are not really protecting folks, not in the way that they claim. Now, Rumble, for the most part, like I said, has been doing their job well, but they're also not the ones in charge, and that's concerning. Now, they might be in charge. Honestly, they might be, and I just don't fully understand. But there's a lot of weird things going on with them. And their platform it's not growing. Look, I have been programming for 6-7 years now. I'm still new to it. I did not really thrive when I got into coding. It's been a big struggle for me. But even so, every day I'm trying to get better, to improve, and their tool is not. What the? It was disabled? Some funny business is happening there. Alright, gotta put myself into game chat now. But, here's the... Oh, why is the music back to that? Okay, here we go. So every time I try and make my tools, which mostly are just for myself, I try to make them better each and every time that I do them. Some days I'm just refining the tool. Some days I'm trying to add more UI elements to it. But I'm one man with very limited time to get to develop it, and I'm still improving it a little bit at a time. I do not buy the thought that Rumble is somehow working as hard as they can to fix things. I don't even think that they're developing their own tool. Now, I may be crazy for thinking that, but they have yet to prove to me that they are actively doing something for the platform. There are so many weird elements about it. It's almost like they hired somebody and they haven't, and they just left afterwards. If somebody knows differently, be sure to mention it, because everyone complains about it, but they're not actively fixing those things. I'm still waiting to hear back from them about things I complained about months, years ago at this point. Every now and again, I try and reach out again. I try to be as civil as possible about it, but man, it is pulling teeth to get them to do anything. Facebook had more response, and they intentionally tried to cancel you and whatnot. And they responded faster than this. They responded more meaningfully than this. YouTube was better, is better. Twitch, almost no problems with it, despite all my problems with the platform. So if you're going to offer a tool, don't advertise that you are an alternative if you can't even get the bare basics figured out. You know, another company that at least has some of the basics figured out, and they didn't even have to really advertise as much, Odyssey. Now, granted, there's a lot of problems with Odyssey, but they at least made the tool and word of mouth kind of promoted them. Rumble has done all the promotion and none of the follow-through. Am I a bit bitter? Yeah, I am actually a bit bitter at it because they promise something and they're not delivering. Now, there's been things I've said that I'm working on that I have not yet delivered on. But I'm one man, like I said, and I have things that are going to take a while to make. I'm a one-man crew with limited time. But if that's literally your job, why does it take so long? Why? I want to think the best of them but I can't help but think that something is amiss. And the silence speaks pretty loud. By the way, if you are on the Rumble side and you disagree with me, hit the dislike button. I welcome it. If you agree, hit the like button. I almost can guarantee you. Actually, let me do this before I actually say this. Okay? Stand by just a second. I'm going to do a test. Doing a test right here. Okay. Yes, okay. I dare you to hit the dislike and the like button. Because I believe the majority of Rumble is fake. And by accusing the company of that, I know I'm not doing them any favors. I don't expect I'm going to get much support from them if I do things like that. But see, their platform, their advertisements, everything is super fake. So if it's fake, why do I have to keep pretending like somehow they're a good alternative when they can't even follow through with being authentic? Why am I unable to hit this guy? How far away is he? Oh. That's unfortunate. But anyway, I joke about it a lot, about how I hate the AI and whatnot, but there's a lot of truth behind it. The AI is making us, and I do say the AI because technically they're all kind of one and the same, but the AI is designed to try and fake our world. And when you have a platform that advertises genuine opinions and beliefs, like Rumble, and then it's plagued by AI, can I really trust it as a platform? I'm going to say this, all right? I wholly believe this. The Rumble platform is not going to endure much longer if it does not change. I think they're wearing out their welcome. They're stretching people's patience. And they are giving a platform for very evil people. The worst stream I've ever seen was on Rumble. There was no way to really, well, it was a stream that got pulled from Twitch. It got pulled from YouTube. It did not get pulled from Rumble. And it was all about tearing someone else down. It was degeneracy. Degeneracy in a very unique way. It was all designed to humiliate and destroy. Rumble has made that part of their reputation. If they don't want that sort of reputation, they need to realize that they are feeding that sort of image. They're inviting that sort of image. I know there's a lot of people that are like, oh, I've been silenced on all these other platforms. I need a way to get the information out. But then those same people will say some of the most outlandish things as well. So is it true? Yes, they do get to say more on Rumble, but they'll also use it for great abuse as well. And they pretend like somehow they're immune from it all. It's like, oh, well, you can't make me kind of do better because, well, I get to say whatever I want. Oh, messed that up. Didn't realize I could catapult myself that way. Oof, that didn't turn out so well. See, when I saw that horrible stream, there was no way to report it. There was no way to really call him out. On Twitch, there was a moment when the whole internet blew up because, actually, I think it also happened on YouTube, when somebody was torturing animals on stream. And they're like, hey, it's freedom of speech. I gotta do whatever I want. I want to torture these animals. And it took people a while to finally get a hold of the company and like, hey, this is wrong. And they got pulled down. Well, some people called foul and said, oh, my freedom of speech has been threatened because this person can't torture animals on stream. Rules come into place because people don't have any sort of ability to hold back their dark thoughts or actions. Kind of like with that dark stream that I saw, where they were using their words to say the most heinous and awful things. If that's your platform, you're not going to win over the normal people. I'm not going to say normies. I'm going to say normal people because normies is derogatory, but most of us are normal. If you have kids, you understand what I'm talking about. If you don't have kids, but yet you've been around kids, you know what I'm talking about. If you have kids in the area, you don't go to some areas. You don't mention some things. You're trying to put on a good example for your kids. You're trying to put on a good example for the young ones that are in the area. Monkey. Putting on a good example is important. And so if you have an entire platform that enables degeneracy and evil, does that need to be protected in the same way? I'm not saying that Rumble is giving a platform for all the degenerate stuff, but I've seen some horrible, horrible things on the platform. I don't watch it outside of the few people that I know on the platform because of all these problems. Did I take the guy out with that? Nope. Okay. Oh, that's a different person. Okay. Add some losses to here. Actually, I'm going to mute the lobby. Let's see here. If there's something a little bit calmer, I would let it be in the background, but not quite. So what are some of the terrible things that Rumble has, and why am I so opinionated on this? Let me put it this way. There are some things that you are not allowed to really say in our culture. And for, in some ways, good reason. You do not mock suffering. You do not mock pain and grief. But yet I will see people on Rumble glorifying historic acts of evil and making reference to things in the modern day. There was a guy that I came across his channel when I was looking for places to possibly raid in the future, and he had some of the most hateful content that he on his platform. It didn't take long to kind of read through just the titles of his videos and realize everything was about hating certain people groups. And you can't have a platform do that for very long. You're going to lose support. You're going to lose advertisers. There's a reason why you're not allowed to say that stuff in most public areas, because you would not be able to deal with the fallout. If you're anonymous online, you can say that stuff without any repercussions. Well, kind of. There are repercussions, but Rumble likes to pretend like somehow they're above it. Now, how does AI work its way into all this? Because AI is trying to create fake engagement on that platform. It's doing it across all platforms, let's be honest. It's doing it across all of the platforms. But in particular, it is targeting Rumble first and foremost. And I can't help but think that there is a reason for that, and that's because Rumble doesn't want to censor anybody, so thus they don't want to try and clamp down on the bots. Because first off, it makes their platform seem more important, because, oh, look at all the engagement we have. But at the same time, it's also creating a false, it's creating a false industry. And eventually it's going to have to face it that it is making something as fake. I despise locals, even more than, as among all the platforms. I despise locals the most. Hey, I haven't seen this sword in a while. Because when I was on locals, I got I got 15,000 followers over on Rumble. On locals. 15,000. And you know how many people were real? Probably about one. Because I actually recognized the person from another community, and they were the only person that ever liked anything on locals. Locals wanted the bots. Locals wanted the fakeness, because that made their platform seem alive and real and vibrant. you make something that's all fake like that, you're telling people that you don't care about what is being made. You care first and foremost about your money, your income. And if advertisers believe that is real, then what's the big deal? But if you are on the platforms and you think that you're engaging with people that are real and they actually aren't, that just does exactly what all these big tech companies want, to create a world that is fake, that they control. I need to find myself a car fast. Ah, dang it's so far away. And there's no cars around here. No drivable cars. I blame you. But when you have to explain to friends or family members who are trying to understand kind of the reason why you're on a platform, and then they see a platform that is full of vileness, like what Rumble's experiencing, or fakeness and bots, it raises the question, what is the whole point? Now, for me, I've already made my decision about why I'm on the platforms to begin with. And it's not to try and become famous. It's not to try and make a living. It is to be a source of encouragement and wisdom for those that come by. When I see a platform that deals with AI and with vulgarity or evil or hatred, I'm left wondering what sort of people are going to some of these places. Now, if they're bots, then that changes everything, but it's also encouraging people to go down a path of degeneracy. Actively encouraging it. So if your platform is getting a reputation for that, and you're not seeing improvements or fixes to the platform, then what's the platform's future going to be if that is all that you have going for you? Now, I know Rumble's going to say, oh, well, we've helped out all these people to have a voice again. Yes, they have. They've also done some things that they do not want to acknowledge. And that has to do with some of the vulgar channels that have risen up as a result. When you have to talk with somebody and you come to about a platform's pros and cons, and you come to an area where you're like, how about let's just scroll through the videos, and all you see is AI stuff. And then when you do find stuff that is real, you find things that are hatred against people groups, things that are about tearing apart a friend that they believe has wronged them, or humiliating someone because they think that it's going to get them clicks or whatnot. If that's all that's on the platform, does the freedom of speech argument really hold up anymore? Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have that freedom, but you should have common decency as well. Just because you have the freedom of speech doesn't mean you can go around and basically say a bunch of terrible and vulgar things to people with no sort of consequences. You can't just go about somewhere and threaten verbally to harm somebody, right? Oh, that was close. So I can't go on and threaten harm to somebody, right? Understandable. What happens if I threaten sexual harm to somebody? Oh yeah, the gamer world is all about that one. And I tell you what, they want to think that somehow they are, that they're the smart ones. You can't make that argument. If you're going to say that somehow that it's good that you can say the most vulgar and evil things when you're just joking about it, well, why can't somebody give actual threats in the same way? Because there's a sense of understanding that there's right and wrong. You can't say certain things. You can't... Are you still out? No, you are. And he disappears. So you can't say certain things. What happens when you say the most heinous, atrocious things gleefully on a platform and use the argument, oh, well, it's for entertainment, or, I'm just trying to help alert the masses to problems. But then you'll go about and say how somebody is committing a terrible atrocity and you don't even have any proof about it? Now, you may say that, well, aren't you doing the same thing? Because you're accusing the platforms of using bots? Isn't that the same thing? No, it's not. Why? Because I have actually seen it in action, firsthand. 90,000+ bots that visited my channel. 90,000+. And right now, I can't even really hold one. Is it real? The 90,000+? No, it wasn't. It was all fake. So I can make that accusation. And what about the harboring vulgarity and evil? I've seen that firsthand too. I've seen the channels. I've tried finding ways to report them. I can't do it. Or they're still there. Channels that say the most horrible and awful things. Now, I'm not somebody that wants to claim racist at every last little thing. Okay, but I have seen true racism before in the past. And unfortunately, the internet encourages some of the worst forms of it. So I can actually say, yes, I have seen it firsthand, and I believe it is actually all over the place. And are they actively trying to get rid of it? No, because those places are still there. Well, it's been a while since I've searched, so they might have cleaned it up by now, but I kind of doubt it based upon what I've been seeing. Especially when I came across one recently that was about a certain Middle Eastern nation and making horrible, horrible accusations. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that there can't be scandalous things that take place in this world. But it's not something where you should just take blind acceptance of something and say, oh, it's just evil because I don't like it. You can't say that. You have to give reason and logic. it's not even something you should be emotional about. You can't be emotional about it. Where'd he go? Oh. Goodish gear. Huzzah. I know I'm doing a lot of tearing into that group, but it's you gotta understand it. It's something where I've seen it enough to where I'm very wary about it. Greetings, Veloxy. You know, I recognize the name. I don't remember how long ago that it was that you were around. By the way, how are you doing tonight? I've just been on one of my rants, just rambling for the sake of it because I've been seeing some problems, so. Mostly because when I am not really sure how to best address something, sometimes I'll rant about it and try and find better ways to go over the discussion in the future. Phooey. Overshot multiple times. Yeah, the first one was a good kill. That one, not so much. All right, add another loss to that. By the way, folks, just a reminder, there is something next week that we're going to be doing. The time is not solidified, but it is going to be taking place next week, and it is our first our second Blender challenge. The first one was impromptu, and it was actually quite fun. And this is going to be a big focus for the months to come. It's going to happen once a month at the end of each month, and it's going to be for people that want to showcase their work in the 3D modeling / animation software. And it is going to be neat. This first one the first official one might not be so exciting, but the second and the third one, I think, is going to be really neat. Maybe the fourth one is when things will really take off, but we're trying to figure out the logistics of it. We got a very small group of people that have already volunteered for it. Not everyone has gotten back to me on the times that they're available, but we're trying to figure that part out. And so I look forward to getting to help get that whole thing good to go in a few days. I lost my account. I just got it back recently. Oh, congratulations. I know that it can be kind of hard to salvage an account when you lose it. I've actually have heard where a couple of streamers have actually lost their accounts, and so they make whole new accounts just because they're trying to get it all, because they want to be able to continue using it. Some of them are huge accounts too, and they just lose it all. Now, typically it's like the game accounts that they lose, but even some social media. Where's Godzilla gonna be? Part of the problem is I've not found cars when I immediately land. I think I need to fly a bit more to try and locate one. When I see a car, I need to go to it first and foremost, and then get into a good position with fuel so I can be able to jump down on the first target. Yeah, right. Bring that up. Bring that up. Bring that up. Okay, there we go. Good to go on the count side again. What does flub mean? So now that is a very good question. Have you ever heard the movie about the movie Flubber? It actually is a real word. A flub is a mistake. And that's where the movie Flubber comes from, because in the movie, it is about somebody who made a mistake and a failure, and it actually turned out to be very successful. So we have a dub for, victory, and a flub, which is you messed up. I was going through trying to figure out all antonyms for a victory, and flub was on there. And that's when I realized, oh, this is an actual word. It just isn't a common word for people to want to use. We've been using that term for the streams for a long time, especially back when we had, we were a fairly big channel. Well, no, not big channel. We were a decent sized channel for a while. And in those earlier days, we had a lot of people kind of getting all interested in wanting to have flubs as well. But we did not. We were the first ones, as far as I'm aware of, to actually start doing it, but other people started latching onto it in the communities that we were a part of. So it's been a while. I don't know if they still do it, but at least for a while they were trying to do the same thing. Alright, it's here that we're going to wait. Wait for Godzilla. Those early days were very interesting. There was a lot of confusion, at least on my part, of what was going to happen. Were the streams going to keep going on? Were they going to keep climbing? Or were they going to level off? And they ended up leveling off and declining, but they became more impactful, more meaningful. So there are some days where I'm like, yes, this is exactly why we keep going. Oh, he's up. Oh, golly. Darn, I was right next to it. I was trying to get a better position just in case, and now someone else is going to reach it. I was literally in that town. Rats. No. Man. That's unfortunate. Well. That's my bad. I should have known better. Oh, is that guy? He was in that car? No wonder. Oh, golly. It's a lot of damage. Hey, shards. What do these do now? Oh, his neck is weak, huh? Interesting. Oh. Okay, time to leave. The ball went right in front of him, but he flubbed the catch. The actress flubbed several lines. Patrick Reed flubbed a chip at the right at the 18th green and snapped his, I'm going to guess, club. But yes, exactly. Almost all the shards are gone on him. Wow, I did a lot of damage to him. Yep, Nair's gone. Bye, you lizard. No one likes you anyway. Hey, baby Godzilla. Okay, you and I are just going to drive together? Okay. So those early days of the streaming, there were a couple of ideas that were thrown about in like the first few months. One of them was what you are currently hearing right now, which is stream radio. That was an idea that I had at the start of the streams, because stream elements and radio across other areas were not working for me. For whatever reason, every time I tried to get them to work, they glitched. I think part of it is that my internet is really bad in this part of the country. So thus, oh, come on. So thus, I wanted to try and figure out my own. So I actually had to code my own system. And there's some neat features. We're not going to demonstrate them today, but it was something where early on I started to figure that out. If things had taken off back then, a lot of the things like that wouldn't have actually happened. A lot of the kind of inventions, well, they're not really inventions, they're coding inventions, so I don't know how much of a sophistication you can say behind that. But I would not have learned some of these things if I had not had the opportunity to kind of freely develop the stuff without really expectations. Sometimes things don't quite happen at a certain time because it's just not going to be the right time. You're a bot, aren't you? Wow. Garbage bots. Definition of flub verb was a mess, destroyed or ruin. Synonym: ball up, blow, bobble, badge, bollocks, bollocks up, batch up, bumble, bungle, butcher, fluff, foul up, fumble, Loose up mess. Precisely. You know, I kind of feel like I need to get like that definition, so when people ask that question, just immediately plop it out there. That's good. Much appreciated there. Greetings there, Bastion. How are you doing, sir? By the way, that little beaver, we're going to pull it off soon. Later on this year, we're going to be experimenting with that beaver, and he's going to get his own short. I've been wanting to make that short for a long time. Really, for 18 years, 20 years, I've been wanting to make a short with that character. And I know exactly the story. So later on this year, we're going to be switching over to 2D animation. And when we do that, oh, you're going to see something that I'm very passionate about. Something I have been wanting to tell ever since I was a teenager. There's Godzilla down there. Can I hit him from here? I need a sniper. Alaska is a non-contiguous U.S. state in the northwest, in the northwestern extreme of North America, part of the western United States region. It is one of two non-contiguous, I don't know how to pronounce that word, my apologies, non-contiguous U.S. states. It is a nice place, by the way. Well, except for right now. It is super windy. Very, very windy. And it's not very nice in terms of weather. It's too warm. There's not enough snow. The lower 48 stole all of our snow. Oh! Messed that one up. Didn't slam on the brakes fast enough. Wonderful. Oh, hello. Ho ho! Kinetic blade beat your blade. Let's use this guy, and then we'll pick up this. Veloxy has all the definitions. Jeff is a male name. That is a shorthand form of the name Jeffrey. It is of British origins, meaning God's peace or pledge. Actually, you know, that one variation of the J is, as I understand, the French variation of the name. There's actually 4 spellings of doing the name Jeffrey. It is actually quite fascinating. Mostly because when I was growing up, the term, the name Jeffrey was everyone assumed it started with a G. And that's when I found out that the English version is the G and the French version is the J, but it's not always. It's kind of actually a little confusing. But it all means the same thing, which is kind of interesting. You have a name, and sometimes a name actually has kind of like foretells a little bit of who you are. And I've found as time has gone on that name seems to have more and more meaning to me in that sense, because I kind of sense that definition kind of playing out in my life. It's kind of interesting how that happens. Also need to add on to that tagline. Jeff also stands for avid AI hater. Oh, I messed that one up. Man, I'm not as good with this sword as I used to be. Whoa! That's interesting. You know, when I was growing up, I remember my experience of living abroad. And one of the areas that we were in was Tokyo. And playing this game has been bringing it back so many memories. But there's some areas here that you can tell it was like made by people that watched like anime, and they've not actually been to the country. So it is kind of interesting to see that clash. I need a car. There we go, car. Bezos is an American businessman known as the founder, executive chairman, and former president of CEO of Amazon. Oh my goodness. Bezos is the worst. He used to be my former boss when I worked at Amazon. Cruel, oh come on. Cruel and heartless man. Oh, you have this invisibility? Lucky. Come on. What was that? Okay, that guy is way too strong. I'm gonna go down here. Shoot. So I worked for two companies where I learned the hard way of just how corrupt they can be. One of them was Disney, and the other one was Amazon. Amazon dehumanized people. They advertised to try and say, "Oh, look, it's such a great opportunity. You get good wages," and they break your body. I ended up having to heal for a year from an injury that happened for 3 months. It was awful. Disney dehumanized as well. And I tell you what, if you are a business owner and you dehumanize people, you're going to lose their loyalty. You can do incredible things with people that are loyal. They will work till they drop, basically, because they have a passion and love for their master. But when you're cruel and heartless, you get resentment. And I am incredibly resentful because what they did was so bad. Disney had two people that, three people that died at the parks when I was working there. Amazon had 2 people that died when I was working out there. Both of them were 6 months, but Disney was tens of thousands of people. Amazon was just a few hundred people, and we lost 2 people within 6 months. And now I'm being, a bit gentle with how I'm saying it, but they didn't turn out so well for them. Do not work for Amazon, folks. Cold and heartless. Greetings there, Bastion. How are you doing? Jeffrey Dean Morgan, born in 1966. American actor, he's best known for playing the character Negan Smith in the AMC horror drama series. It's weird when you think about it. Some people, and there's some names that go through a series of resurgences. And when I was growing up, nobody was named Jeffrey. Now everybody seems to be named it. And I actually had one place where there were 3 Jeffs in the same area, and we had to go by different variations of Jeff to try and keep people's heads straight. But I didn't have to deal with that all the way up until college and onward. By the way, folks, another reminder, but 2 things. First off, for those that are possibly out there or who watch this as a replay, I don't know how many people will do that, but anyway, Blender Challenge next week. You don't have to be a pro, and they're going to be fairly simple projects, and so it's not going to be super demanding. So we have a couple of people that don't have great PCs, and so we're keeping it fairly easy for them to get a chance to be involved. The other thing I want to mention, our Discord has gotten some major updates in terms of the roles. We are now going to have a system where people are going to start seeing their rank impacts. Oh, monkey. We're going to start seeing a way for people that join the Discord to start to graduate, you could say, to the higher tiers. The reason why is because we're having some problems with the Discord. It's not a whole lot of problems. I am fairly quick to try and resolve them, but we are experiencing a few routine problems that we're going to be resolving in this manner. One of them is actually kind of benign, but I've just kind of had it with it. I don't like that some people join the Discord to try and do promotions. This is about community building. People should have the ability to join and not feel like they're being advertised to left and right. So, as such, we're going to make it that you have to be an alpha to start promoting stuff. And as such, that means that you have to be in the Discord for a long time. You can get other people to promote stuff for you, but you have to know an alpha, and there has to be a reason, and the moment it gets abused, then we're going to say, nope, can't do it. It's a cursed cartoon character. Close. There we go. Oh, close. A long curved fruit, which grows in clusters. Yep. That would be a banana. Ah, shield. Alright, well. Wait a minute. Is that going to be a location of where he appears? Okay, Bastion, we're going to give that a try. Thinking about the bananas reminds me of a joke that a comedian said. He was trying to get a sibling to stop eating bananas because he really liked the flavor. And so he told his friend that, he told his brother that it wasn't actually fruit, it was actually moldy spider legs. And he gave this big elaborate story, and it was pretty funny. I've not been able to eat bananas, though. Turns out I actually am a bit... Oh, come on! Again, it's back there. Well, it was worth a shot to try and see if that would work, but... Dagnabbit. Shoot. But after he told that story, I could never see bananas in the same way either. So even though I couldn't eat them... Oh, shoot. Suddenly I had no desire to want to try. $300. I sure hope someone... No! Wait, oh no, phew. No one's there yet. Come on! Almost there. Godzilla! Super monstrosity! What the? Who's shooting? Oh, you guys over there. Huzzah! Another one! Okay, how do you roar? Oh, spacebar. All right. Ouch. Where's the other one? There we go. That's right. I know you're behind there. Oh, almost. Yes! Godzilla, you are slow. Yeah, right. I'm gonna go and get you. You can't hide forever. Yeah, right. Here we come. That's right. You hide down there, coward. Save Bastion. Where are you? There we go. Alright, you know what? Can't quite chase you. We can't run super fast, so we're just gonna walk very menacingly over top of Bastion. Climb that mountain. Super Space Lizard. Alright, time to head inland. Wait a minute. Never mind, we're gonna head back this way. Running out of time. This has not been nearly as effective as I wish it would have been. Does this guy get his friends back? Get barbecued! Oh, you're behind me. Yes, that's right. Ah ha ha, get wrecked. Back to space, you space lizard. Well, that was not very effective, I will say. Probably not a very good area to try and combat with, since there's this underground stuff, but still was interesting to give it a shot. Finally got a chance to try it. Unlike the Doom thing, actually got a chance to use it before it, you know, disappears from us forever. Tokyo, Japan's busy capital, mixes the ultra-modern and traditional, from neon-lit skyscrapers to historic temples. The opulent Meiji Shinto shrine is known for its towering gate and surrounding. Japan is a beautiful place. I would say most people should travel the world. Not everyone, though, as I've learned in recent years, should. I've actually learned a lot of people don't understand how to be good tourists. But if you have a spirit of adventure and a disposition to be kind to people, being a tourist is actually a great experience. And to live in a place is even better. So if you ever get the chance to travel, and you have a spirit of kindness and gentleness in you, then by all means, Japan is the place to go. I hope to go there again one day soon. I even started learning Japanese in order to try and make that opportunity more of a reality. I would be taking my second Japanese class right now, but unfortunately, the time frame right now just is not a good time for us. So I'm going to have to continue it next year. But I'm not going to stop studying. I just have to put it on hold. I'm really glad that we're able to get to Godzilla today. Last time we got to it, and someone just was walking into the portal, and so I missed it by like a split second. I thought for certain we were going to miss it that time. Arasuka Jeff. Exactly. You know, that's actually how I signed my my class papers. Oh. Success. I didn't think I was going to make that shot. Someone else must have hit him at the same time. Oh. Okay, there you are. Ain't working. I received a Japanese handwritten trinket when I lived over there years ago, and I didn't know what it said until recently when I looked at it again, and I suddenly realized, oh, it just was my name. So it wasn't a super sophisticated gift, but it was something where for a long time I had no idea what it was, and now suddenly it is clear. Oh no. No. Oh. Fui. One of the biggest problems that's going around with Japan right now is they are having a lot of people that do not value their culture that are starting to take advantage of them. Exploitation of people who are kind and merciful is not a good look. Oh, wait a minute. Hark. Aha, now wait. Huh, I just got Golden Kitty. There we go.
So now you're getting the bonus rewards, but instead of one level getting one item, it's 2 levels per item.
Ah. 2 levels per item. All right. How long does pass go on for?
It says it ends on the 21st of February.
Okay. Ooh, that's a trippy sort of outfit right there. Nice. Wind just banged against the window again. I keep thinking like the window's going to break on me, but... A solid mineral material forming part of the surface of the Earth and other similar planets exposed on the surface. Gold is a fascinating thing. So there are people in Japan right now who are from outside of their country who are taking advantage of people's kindness and nature, you could say. Now, I learned growing up overseas that you are a guest, and as such, you behave as a guest. You don't take advantage of others. You don't. You basically have to be above reproach in all occasions, because if you mess up, your entire nation gets humiliated on a global scale. For some reason, the last couple of years, people have stopped realizing that this happens. People are like, oh, well, I don't have to adhere to the rules because I'm an American. Or I don't have to adhere to the rules because I'm a certain type of person. And as such, it is creating a lot of animosity. And it's going to make it very hard for people that have that honestly would be good representatives to go overseas. There was a time when I saw somebody taking horrible advantage of a foreigner. And the whole time I was thinking, you are an embarrassment to all of us. You are intentionally sabotaging our chances at getting a chance to live peacefully, at getting a chance to make friends in the area, because somebody wanted to have fun at the expense of the guests, of their guest status. Do not underestimate the impact that stupidity can have on good relations. Sure, you may joke with your friends, but do not joke with and poke fun at the people that are the host of your country, because you will regret it. Anonymous. Burn the AI. I'm all out of rounds. Psych. What in tarnation? That's a unique definition there. Just a couple of years off. Oh, yes. Silly tree. I think it's such a hideous looking critter. Here, take this weapon. Yes, chew. Delicious. Nutritious. Not actually. Too much iron. Great. I didn't want that. I'll take it all the same because I don't have anything else. Bastion, have you been Godzilla yet?
No, but I can always just hop into a bot lobby and do it.
Oh. One thing about Japan is that they have mascots for everything. Sometimes even just individual streets. Uh-oh. That ain't good. Oh, I'm stuck. Oh, golly. Where is your card? Oh, there it is. Oh, psych. Running time. A great YouTube channel to watch is Only in Japan, as well as Hollow in Japan. Great channels. I would love to honestly get a chance to dialogue with them, but I don't think that's probably ever going to happen, because there's a lot of things about the culture I'm sure they could convey from all their years of experience. I have some questions that are like well, actually, I guess I could always try and do like a donation sort of to ask a question or two. Yeah, it's probably the best option. There's a couple things I've been trying to figure out for a while, and my class has made some of those questions even more confusing to me. So, I'd be very curious to get a chance to hear some of their wisdom on the matter. I didn't know this area had a area beneath. Kind of a pointless thing to go under. Whoa! Into the water. Wrong definition. Alaska Chef is a 52-year-old boy. He has a bad time of 9 o'clock. He loves games like Fortnite, coding software, Legos with friends. Where is that? Where are those definitions coming from? All right. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, it's like artillery shots. I'm trying to shoot over the hill. Man, this it's pretty good against him. That's right. Get out of here, you lizard. Demon lizard. Portals are so weird for these things. Alright, so let's look at these shards in more detail. V to inspect. Restores 40 health. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. I don't know if I really want them. Kind of weird. Kind of weird, honestly. I'll crush one of them and call that good enough. Oh yeah, I see him. Oh, I'm out of ammo. I'm all out of ammo. Oh no. Lo and behold, I'm going back for the shards. Just after I said I didn't want them. Enemies in the chair. Uh-oh. That's bad. That's bad. Time to abandon Bastion. I'm not a fan of that. I don't like abandoning anybody. But it must be done. It decided to bounce off of that thing. Okay. Place to heal. Oh, there's somebody here. I'm all out of ammo. This is not good. Okay. Reset. Oh, golly. Oh, that was close. I have 2 health packs. It's enough to get in and get the Bastion. Alright, I'm gonna have to swim out to sea and loop back around. Don't see any other way. Definition of phylloxy, voltage, and luxury. Electrical luxury. Alright. Save Bastion time. Oh, good, they're fighting. Okay. Okay, you know, we're gonna go with this. Okay, away we go. Oh, that wasn't far enough. Okay. Reboot van over here. Time to bring the Bastion back. Whoa, that was close. Oh, ammo. Perfect. All right, hero time. Veluxy. Ah. Voluxy. All right, Bastion's back. Gotta run. Never mind. It's bread. Hey, bread. Got any ammo, bread? Yeah, plenty of ammo. Finally. Well done, Bastion. Ooh. Nice. Oh, these tables remind me. So there's a place called the Viking Restaurant. Now, the Viking Restaurant was not its actual name, but all the tables looked like this. They had a grill in the middle. You went up to the front and you got your food, and then you took it back and you would grill it on your table. It was delicious, but we called it the Viking Restaurant because none of the Americans knew how to pronounce the actual name. And so thus, we called it that because basically you were cooking like a Viking over top the embers of a fire. And so that's where that term came from. There's another place that we would eat on the occasion called Screaming Sushi. Screaming Sushi was a sushi restaurant where every time you entered, they shouted out, "Irashimasu!" Or I think that's what they said. I didn't really know how to identify it back at the time, but that basically means welcome. And I believe that's what they said because upon studying Japanese, turns out that's actually a common thing for people to shout when you enter a certain establishments. All right, Bastion, we should get out of here. Here I am. Pick me up. Oh, wait just a second. I'm going to grab this. Okay, here we go. Now pick me up. Right behind you. Yep, come on. There we go. So Screaming Sushi was actually quite delicious, but I found out that nowadays, it's actually not something you will see as often. Now, it was a place where you had a belt that would go around the restaurant serving sushi. Now, those types of restaurants, the carousel of sushi, doesn't really exist in the way that it once did. It was really popular in the 90s and early 2000s, but recently some people have taken to abusing the fact that there's food going by, and they're not being very honorable. Let's put it that way. You must pronounce it with anger. Let's see here. Veluxy. Hey, this weapon actually did come in handy. Ooh, golden one. Nice. Alright, gotta get out of here. Whoa. Okay. Danger up ahead. Let's see, what is the time? So we're going to go for one more round after this. Then I'm going to switch over to art. Now we're going to be working on a font that I've been doing for the last couple of weeks. And I'm getting better at it, slowly but surely. Oh, thank you. Need that. And the font is proving to be a bit of a frustration, but you get better and better at it. So we're very close to having it done. I think we can possibly have it done tomorrow. Oh, rats, my bad. Where'd the guy go? Greetings there, Callisto. How are you doing? Did you know if you dig a 6-foot deep hole, you made a crime if it is not in your yard? Now, thankfully, I'm in Alaska, where that crime isn't as likely to kind of be pursued. But yes, I do remember back on the East Coast, that was actually something I got told because I almost hit a gas line. I was young. I was trying to dig a hole in the backyard because I saw people do it on television and thought it was a pretty neat idea. And we found a gas line, and that's when I found out, hey, you're not allowed to go out. Oh, rats. Go under a certain depth. Doing fine in you. Well, doing decent. I mean, haven't got any victories, but I got to be Godzilla this time around. We're doing one more round. We're going to go over to the art stuff. But
we could try OG.
We could. If you think it's a good one to do, then we will give it a shot. I mean, there's no swords over there, but you know, it can be done. All right. Let's see here. Where is that one currently located? Oh, OG. There we go. I believe this is it right here. I think I pressed 0. Oh, it's going to give me an advertisement now. No, skip the advertisement there. Is this the correct one? Or did I press the wrong?
It says 0 build.
All right, but this is part of that that one, right? The because it says C1 S1. Is that Chapter 1 Season 1?
Chapter 1 Season 1, yeah.
Ah, okay. But what I've noticed with what I've noticed with the last couple of updates that they've done for the OG, I think a lot of people are super big fans of it, but I've not seen as many as when they first did it. Do you know if they are actually keeping the that player base, or did they just kind of come and go whenever they have an update, kind of like the normal matches? Or do they have like a hardcore?
I think yesterday I saw the OG with the building at 100,000 players.
Oh,
so
wow.
That's consistent. The next season of OG is gonna release on the 31st of this month. so I think more people are going to join in by then.
There was some interesting aspects they did of the OG. By the way, choose where we land. I will follow your lead since I'm less familiar with this map. Man, I like that mountain out there. It's kind of like a crater, giant crater lake here. Valexi, the way to be able to participate, because this is open to anyone who's in the Discord, you have to be a part of the Discord first. If you're on there and I just am forgetting, then you have that ability to jump in when you see us up like this. But all you have to do is join it, and then we can be able to bring you in on the next time we do it. This is our last round for the day. We do this about twice a week, generally, sometimes a third. But you do have that ability to jump in when there's open slots like we have today. By the way, that is a reminder, folks. We had a big update to the Discord today, and we now have different levels. We have people with pup status, and those people are then become wolves, and then you can become an alpha. Alphas are going to be hard to kind of become. I will say that. We're going to make that a bit of a challenge. To become a wolf won't be too terribly hard. You basically just have to be a regular, have certain types of interaction. Oh, hey there. But everyone gets loaded in as a pup. And so as a pup, you have that ability to participate in games, but you don't have the ability to kind of join in on some of the channels. Then Alpha gets some channels specifically for themselves. The idea is that I want it to be where people kind of don't get lost in their groups. So by doing that, we have the ability to kind of make sure that people have their own communities within the community, as well as helping to make sure that we can kind of, I don't want to be known as someone who's trying to gatekeep, but we have had a couple of problems over the last couple of years. They fortunately have not been huge problems, but they have been problems all the same. So that's why those tiers exist. But I'm just in the process of refining it so it becomes easier for people to be able to understand. Hopefully. Have a good evening, Valexi. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time, whenever that is. All right. Somebody's... Oh! 2 people there. This thing's powerful. What is this thing? Burst assault. Interesting. They even went with the same old effects like they had back in the day for the highlighting the weapons. Have that already, but I'll pick up another one. What were the is there any difference in the color of the weapons on this map, Bastion? Do we have blue, purple, and orange?
I think it's all the same. It's just more rare. So they actually follow the rarity of the guns.
Interesting. Even the textures load in like the old game. Or at least more like the old game. Bushman. These types of buildings never made sense to me, why they just were these wooden platforms that reached up into the sky. Hey, Sergeant Tomato. Ugh.
So the biggest complaint I saw when when OG first came out was that the tomato head on there wouldn't spin.
What? People were upset about that one? Wow.
Yeah, because Epic said they were gonna keep it as authentic as they can, and they realized that that wasn't spinning when it first came out.
Oh.
Fixed it, but we don't really have anything like that in the regular VR right now.
This burst is very strong. Are there snipers on the map? Or was that a later date thing?
Yeah, there's snipers on the map. It's just that I think every scoped weapon in here has a bloom. So even when you're aiming down the scope, it's not perfectly aligned.
Okay.
We should move to Storm. That's another big complaint, that Storm really catches you and you really don't have any mobility.
That's true. That was a really frustrating part about the when they did the OG return 2 years ago. The Storm was such a killer on that one. Lovely little stream here. Oh, wow.
Sniper.
Purple sniper. Swap out this lousy pistol.
But they also brought back sniper glare for the snipers.
I know sniper glare actually happens in real life, but it's like very minimal. It's pretty easy to cover up. So it's kind of funny that games make it so glaringly obvious. One of my favorite types of gameplay is sniper on sniper, and that can be quite challenging in some games. My brother and I are pretty good at it in Hell Let Loose, and one of the challenges is trying to find out where the enemy is. So you could end up dying 3 or 4 times just trying to find where the enemy is. And once you do, then usually you have then it becomes a very interesting duel until you start to get the upper hand on them. And then at that point, if you're really good, then you'll be able to basically beat them back, and they will basically surrender that part of the map, and you technically win, you could say. I don't want a bush. I'm not a plant. I'm a cat. A metal cat. Grenades. Oh. Sure, might as well give it a shot. People. Look who's back. Indeed. Welcome back, sir. So next week, well, tomorrow I'm going to list the requirements for the Blender competition. I was testing out some of them earlier tonight to get better at it and possibly make it to where I could see some of the potential problems with it. Oh, I like the sniper. This is a good sniper. But right now, it looks like we're going to start off with some simple projects. Like we're going to have making a donut. We're going to have making a cup. We're going to make a small low poly scene. And then we're going to do a couple of animation challenges as well, and texture. Yeet life.
Well, I guess these last few days they brought back snow grenades.
Oh, look at all that smoke. Well, that smoke is thick. Shadow arrows. Ooh, 2 balloons over here. 7 people left. I thought that these lobbies would be far more difficult. Maybe it's just because I'm brand new. I say that as I get melted. He's jumping into the smoke. You both are in the smoke. He's jumping out of the smoke. He's right there. Oh! Of course, I had to say that just before we get eliminated. Well, at least we did fairly well for the first time. All right, folks, we're going to be changing the stream up here. So we're going to making a font. Bastion, much appreciated for your participation. We'll have to be sure to try out this OG map a little bit more. I bounce back and forth between some of the current and the OG. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the duck. Ooh, we got Energized Godzilla. All right, so we're closing out of here. Gonna probably, I don't think I need to really change any of the stream elements just yet, but let's see here. Illustrator. Where is Illustrator? There we go. Font. Now this font has proven to be a little frustrating. So right now I'm in the process of rebuilding all the letters. I got all the elements, well, most of the elements all squared away, good to go. Now I'm just merging them together. By the way, folks, if you find anything of worth, consider liking the stream. And if you do not like the stream, please dislike it. Because you know what that means? It's less likely that you're a bot. I'd rather have that than have to deal with the mystery of whether or not people are real or fake. And getting to see a like or dislike is appreciated. Tell your friends he's back. Indeed, indeed. All right, so this is where we currently stand with the letters. So the white were the ones that were good to go from the first iteration. The yellow ones are the ones that were requested that they be changed. So those are the updated versions. Now I'm in the process of trying to make all these letters into this cyan color. And that means that they are finalized. Now I'm skipping over some of these letters. I'm going to come back to them later. So anything that has to do with this rounded shape, we're going to skip those. All right, grab this. This is my measurement tool and bring it on over. Oh, now that we're at this point, let's change the radio up here. Let's go with oh, I gotta refresh it. Of course, because the login keeps logging me back out. Log in. You'd think I would have figured this part out by now. I mean, I did make the tool myself, so it shouldn't be it's too difficult. Wait a minute. Something's off. Something's very off. Mute. And okay. So making a font is basically the process of combining all these different elements together in a remixing these shapes into the final letters. So for example, with this H, we start off with this one on one side, and we're going to merge it together with now this on this side. So I'm going to use this to now line it up like so. Okay, got that. And now we're going to bring the letter H over to the side. Now I need this right here. Now this is something I wasn't adding in to begin with, but I realized that there is the need for this. This is the frame in which the letter needs to be placed. So the way that I do this now is I can grab this, move it to one side, and then move this one over to the other side. Then I delete the blue in the middle, and now my letter is framed within the proper dimensions. So now I take these elements, delete the inner portions like so, because the main measurement is good to go. And I'm going to grab this centerpiece. I kind of liked how it was already set up. So we're just going to grab this right here. Merge those together, merge those together. Now, I think I already had a connection point for this. Oh, that's right. I forgot to save that. I gotta extract it from here. So now I have to grab this arch piece that's over here. So I'm gonna do it like so. And to remove these other points so that I have the ability. Okay, wait a minute. I'm just going to delete these ones. Remove these other points so that way I have just this. Center it like that, and I'll bring it over. Good to go. Wait a minute. Oh, interesting. Had an extra point in there. So here's a deep thought. I've been wondering about this for a while. Oh, did I messed that one up. Okay. Pull it on over. I saw recently a company that was mentioning about the importance of having AI in tech. Now, for anyone who's been around for any length of time, you know I have an immense hatred for AI. Immense. Well, one of the things I've noticed with AI in some of these companies is they're all advertising things that they're saying, hey, look, AI is going to make your life so much better. But whenever you look at the people whose lives are getting better as a result, it usually is very narrow. It's usually companies that are benefiting, not human beings that we would typically think of. And so they're all gung-ho about, look, this technology is going to make your life so wonderful and great. And I'm left pondering how many people in our current day and age actually care for what the companies are pushing for. How many of them are saying things like, oh yeah, I just can't wait for my latest AI assistant to be updated. It'll make my life so much easier. I don't hear people doing that. If anything, I'm hearing people everywhere all saying they're getting scared. Now, I'm somebody who's been sounding the alarm on AI for a long time. AI is truly one of the most destructive things that has ever been developed. Even more so, I dare say, than nuclear technology. Well, recently, there's a lot of people who've been all excited because they think that AI is going to take off again. But they still can't solve the one problem that they have, which is their PR is terrible. Their PR is about as abysmal as it could get right now. Nobody that I know outside of creators online is actually excited about AI. For some comparison, somebody on the news says that they are excited for AI, and that's seen in this little bar right here. The number of people that were concerned about AI was maybe about here. The last few years, it has grown tremendously. Most people I know are scared of AI at this point. They know how dangerous and evil it can be. It truly is horrifying what people are trying to do with it. A world that is fake is not good. A world that is artificial is not good. A world that starts to treat one another as if they're just data blocks is cold and heartless. As a result, I had to go out and try and figure out what it was like to try and use AI. Because everyone was talking about it. They're like, oh, well, you have to get in on it. Well, I finally gave it a try, and I was freaked out what I saw. AI truly is as bad as I always thought it was. But if it's so terrible, why do people not seem to care enough? And I do know people care, but not enough. I think most of the people that are kind of on the fence on AI, they really don't know what to make of it. It's a big mystery to them. Understandably so. If you're not in technology like myself, it may be a bit freaky to even have to think about that. But it is something we do have to consider, because the world is trying to force it upon us. They do not want us to live without their tool. We have the ability to resist it. But will we? Honestly, it's a very good question if we will have that ability. Most folks I know just couldn't care less. But I think we crossed that line. I think we finally crossed the line where people are like, no, enough. We've gone too far. So, do we have the chance to reverse course? Yes, we do. You can, as I like to joke about, but it is real, you can destroy the AI. But how? How can you do that if it has so much of a head start? Well, one of the ways you can destroy it is you can refuse to use it. AI is the ultimate form of tyranny. You're going to see some truly diabolical uses of it within our lifetime. So, you have to be wary. You have to be wise and say, you know what? Sure. Could it make my life a little bit easier? Sure, it could. It could also make it a living hell. Do not be so quick to think that these companies have your best interests in mind. All they care about is one thing and one thing alone. That is money. Well, I take that back. It's not just money, it's also power. Power is what people really, really crave. Have you met somebody who is like, you can't reason with them? They're so desperate for money. They will do anything to make a fast dollar. Well, what about the people that have an insatiable desire for power? Those people are the most terrifying folks to meet. And I've met a couple of them. Greetings, Conroy. How are you doing, sir? Activism has been involving AI patents that anger people when I mention it. You want to see the video? Activision has been developing AI patents that anger people. Sure, feel free to send that. At this rate, Trump will ban AI from influence in a month. Oh yeah. I think what Trump did of giving $500 billion to AI, I think he's going to regret that. I really do. He has honestly, Trump has some incredible heart for people that are the common man. He does. Even though the news doesn't like to think that he does, he's very understanding about those folks. In the Discord, okay, much appreciated. But here's the real catch, though. Trump has not had a chance yet to be tested on why AI is bad. And I think once somebody gets a hold of his ear and tells him that this is the tool of tyranny, he's going to turn it around. He's going to say, nope. Oh my goodness, this is an atomic bomb that is in our hands. All right, let's pull this up. All right, so it's pulled up on my screen, so I'll be able to do a look through on that. I'm going to be watching the whole video once I get off the stream, and I'll give a full response to it probably tomorrow. But I just want to start off by doing a quick little tease of what it is we're going to be talking about tomorrow. Well, actually, just a second. I don't think I have web music turned on. Wait, I do. No, I don't. Okay. So let us turn on this one. Change properties. Okay, why is this not working? Maybe it's web preview. Desktop audio. Here we go.
Never been brought up before by any.
Ooh, that's loud. Okay, just a second. Here we go. Restarting.
We've been exposing Call of Duty using their game rigging patterns by exploring their usage of AI to create in-game content and advertisements. But this time, there's something so incredibly overlooked, so convincing, and something that's never been brought up before by any content creator that I have to bring this to light. This is probably the craziest evidence we've seen so far that Call of Duty is indeed rigged. The person that brought this to my attention first was Branch Off Bush, so all credit goes to him for this crazy observation. Do you guys remember when this happened to the loading screen in Modern Warfare 3? Every single loading screen had words across it that said, players who cooperate with their teammates win more games. At first, we speculated that this was just Activision flippantly responding to our complaints about getting screwed over by the terrible matchmaking systems. But
I remember
I'm
that
telling
screen.
you right now, it's far worse than that. This is actually the worst AI blunder they've ever made. And it basically exposes everything we've been saying, including stuff about skill-based damage. Brace yourself. Here we go. There's an Activision-owned patent called Methods and Systems for Incentivizing Team Cooperation in Multiplayer Gaming Environments. While the title seems innocent, what it details is absolutely no joke. It is the updated and fine-tuned version of their in-game manipulations. Multiple images depict changing in-game parameters in real time, balancing the difficulty based on player skill, buffing worse players, nerfing better players, and it doesn't stop there. There is one main point that is absolutely essential to take note of. AI has made mistakes before within Call of Duty. When designing this advertisement, it pulled the word marquee, which is used 22 times in an Activision-owned patent that details rigging the game to more effectively sell skins. The AI was clearly fed this patent in order to learn Activision's business goals, and it accidentally spit out this word when designing an advertisement. But in this patent, which we nicknamed Team Coop, there isn't much of a summary to steal from. I'll remind you that this patent details making a video game harder for better players and easier for worse players so that the two player types can artificially coexist. Hence,
Oh, that makes sense. All right, I have to watch the whole video. It says it's 17 minutes, but I'm keeping that pulled up. You know, a couple years ago, there was a situation just like that for Blizzard, but they openly admitted it, and it wasn't AI driven; it was algorithm driven, and it basically guaranteed you for every loss you had, you were guaranteed one win. They got rid of that feature. Well, they claimed to have gotten rid of that feature, and it was back, and it was a huge, huge problem. It was so bad I stopped playing. That was how rigged it was. Yeah, no, I just saw the message. You're good for the post there. There's not really any sort of great area to post it. The greater community has just 7 channels right now. Typically, something like that would probably get posted into a deep conversation or something like that, but there's no rhyme or reason to it right now. We're in the process of transitioning a lot of the channels around in the community, so expect there to be a couple of changes along the way. But anyway, that's a fascinating at least intro to that video. I look forward to learning more about it. So when I was playing Hearthstone is when I noticed that it was rigging the matches. Well, if you're a company, you want people to play rigged matches. It allows for more people to want to participate, understandably so. But at what point do you say enough? No, this is foolish. AI is the ultimate form of compliance and control. You were right in your post where you mentioned about social credit score. This has been happening in China. And tech people are all for this. They love the idea. Even, I hate to say it, even Elon Musk. Okay, I know a lot of people in conservative circles are gonna do not like that acknowledgement, but it's true. Elon Musk has made some signs. It has made some moves that make me think that he doesn't actually hold some of the basic values that people should kind of have on if you're a true conservative. The desire for control is something that is hard to even convey. It is so utterly devastating. So here's an example. Let's say, for example, you are you're at a business. Okay, you're at a business, and somebody comes up to you and says, "Hey, you know, the boss really wants to make sure that your hard work is recognized and you get a promotion." I mean, naturally, you're going to be all happy about that, right? Well, then you find out that your friend is not so happy about it. They wanted that promotion. And in their desperation to basically one-up you, they end up investing heavily into sabotaging you. It's not about money. It's about hurting somebody because they want to show that they're better than you. Maybe not morally, but in terms of power, they're better than you. I've seen this happen multiple times across my career. In most of the past businesses I've worked at, this thing is huge. It is a horrible, horrible thing. And it's par for the course, sadly. People of corruption are everywhere. People who want to abuse power are everywhere. But there's a few people that will stop at nothing to get power. Elon also does a lot of cheating in games like Diablo and Exile. Oh yeah, I heard that one. Elon Musk has a lot to kind of answer for. I don't know if he is going to be able really to withstand some of the criticisms. Now, when you take somebody that openly lies like that, and then they come along and say, we're going to get you to Mars, can you believe them? The thing is about tech people, they love to pull the wall over your eyes. And I've been seeing that happening with so many businesses. And to see game companies investing heavy into AI just makes me realize that everybody wants, willingly, for kind of the world to fall apart. They want everyone to become trapped by technology. They want technology to become a rules-based order for the future. Think about that one. A rules-based order based upon technology. That's a tyrant's dream. Now, Trump is not a tyrant, okay? I do believe he is an honorable man who makes mistakes. But he still has a desire to do what's right. But if he puts into position the tools that a tyrant in the future can use to enslave Americans, I'm not for that. I did not vote to have AI become the tyranny of the future. And right now, it is set up to become just that. I just realized I had the audio of the desktop looping there. My bad. It's deeply concerning. And I don't know how long it will be until he finally starts to backtrack. But he's going to have to. I don't see any other way around it. Crypto, AI, it's all tools of control and manipulation. For all the people that were like the techno bros, oh, AI and crypto is gonna make us all rich beyond compare. Yeah, sure it will. No, it makes a couple of people rich. It ruins everybody else's lives. But the reason why that angers me is because it's being pushed by the same people. And I feel that enough people are finally getting burned where we are getting wary. Maybe not completely aware of how to break free, but we're aware that somebody is manipulating us. And I think that person is very obvious. It's no man, it's no woman, it's the devil. The devil is a great manipulator, a great twister of truth. And he is willing a lot of people to think that somehow they have found a paradise with their AI possibilities. Have you heard that some people that are supporting AI actually think that somehow it's going to create immortality? You can't challenge God. And all these tools are for mankind to try and create evil. So, I can't help but wonder, what happens after Trump? Are all these AI tools that are being built, are they just going to somehow not become evil? You know the reason why they had to pay that $500 billion to keep AI in the country? Is so that AI people don't take it to evil nations. let's be completely honest. AI creators are not good people. They would be willing to take it to China if they thought that they could keep pursuing the technology. They don't care about humanity. They care about themselves. Yes, I'm deeply passionate about this. AI sickens me. The more I learn about it, the more I hate it. Because I care about human beings. We have known for a long time that AI is heartless and cold. It's calculating. It doesn't do what's right. It does what it can get away with. It does what it needs to force compliance. It does what it needs to force human beings to comply with the master that it serves. And I can tell you, it's not a man that it serves, it's the devil. AI claims that it can do things like teach scripture. It can't. It claims that it can solve relationships. It can't. AI claims that it can make your finances great. It can't. All it does is serve as a slave to people of foul intent. And one day, we're going to reach a point where we as a culture are going to regret the role that we played in the creation of AI. Would someone else have figured it out anyway? Maybe. Maybe. But I'm kind of more inclined to think that we are playing with fire and we're not being careful. We don't want to be careful. AI is already destroying games. That's known. Every time I get into Fortnite, I'm versing anywhere from 30 to 60 bots in any game. 30 to 60% are bots every single game. I did not play that game to verse bots. I played to... If I wanted to verse bots, I would play against bots. Like, open up a lobby of bots. I don't want to verse bots. I want to verse people that are competent to make it actually a challenge. That's what I want. This thing's not wanting to merge, so I'm going to actually merge this together separately. So you can have a technology that is that most people don't really know what to do with. Most people don't know what to make of AI. And the only people I know who like AI are the people that are making money off of it. Everybody else is wary. We know something's wrong. We might not be able to put our finger on it, but we know something is deeply wrong about this. AI is not making people's dreams come true. It is making our nightmares a reality. Why is it not snapping to the guides again? There we go. I wish the snap radius would be higher. How long until we get people that start to say in like the court of law, well, I didn't know what I was doing. The AI told me to do it, and I just accepted it. Do you realize that we are actually at that point right now? There are people who will probably actively deny responsibility because they think that the AI is going to cover for them. The AI is the guilty one. I obviously am not in the wrong for my mistakes. Uh-huh. It's a terrifying world we're in. It's only going to get worse if we do not backtrack on this. And yes, you can backtrack on it. It's not hopeless. We have the ability to turn things around. But it's going to take effort from people that maybe don't want to put in the effort. Here's a way you can stop AI, besides just not using it. Refuse to use services that promote it. I stopped using Adobe, except for this, because of that. Greetings, North Carolina native. How are you doing? AI ate my baby. You know, do you know we are probably about 10 years away from that actually being a reality? I don't want to go down the dark path too much, but some of the things that AI is capable of is horrifying. And I do mean horrifying. Jaramuth doesn't know what he's talking about when he tries to say it somehow AI is good. No. Oh, a dingo. Okay, now it's a dingo. Yeah. The singularity is around 2045. Or at least so they claim. I'm convinced the singularity is not real. But there's something else that is real, that is terrifying. It's even more terrifying than the singularity. I wonder if the great filter is AI turns out is AI that turns malevolent. So when I was at college back in early 2010s, there was a guy who he knew I was into film production, and he invited me to see a short film that he said was the best short film he had ever seen. And I sat down to watch it, and there was just a gut feeling I got when I first started watching it. And it was kind of a sickening feeling. Something's off about this. As the film went on, the content started to get darker and darker. Now, it was I won't mention the name of the show, partially because I don't remember it, but I won't go into details because I don't want people to go out and try and find this video, because it's just disturbing. But know this, that the message is actually pretty good. In this film, and by the way, this film gave me nightmares for weeks. I never get nightmares. And I got horrible nightmares from this thing. It was back before I even knew that AI was actually possible. Well, possible in the terms of what it currently is. And in the film, people get an AI assistant, and the AI assistant has a glitch, and they don't realize what the glitch is until one day when it does a terrible, terrible, horrible atrocity. Now, that was a thing that sickened me so much to my stomach. I would wake up hyperventilating because this thing was so freaky to me. I have hated robots and AI ever since because it suddenly clicked in my brain. This is not Terminator AI. This is something far more cunning, silent, and evil, because it takes the depravity of mankind and gives it a vehicle to enable simple commands that result in terrifying results. We are going to experience that within our lifetime if we do not put the brakes on all this stuff. It's already happened several times on other planets. This means we will eventually run into the Borg. Nanobot AI that goes into your brain and alters your mind. That's completely plausible. So imagine this. You are at your computer. Your phone is charging next to you. By the way, this is a very old phone. It's not going to have AI on it. And I've been very careful not to update it because I want to make sure that my next phone is completely free of AI. And I think I finally found a company that could be doing that. I'm going to pursue that. And I'm going to be getting off Windows sometime in the next 2 years. It's going to take me a while to do the transition. I'm going to be going to Linux. I hate AI so much. But some of the things that AI can do right now, it can make sure that you're getting a message from your grandmother. And your grandmother is talking with you, and you're like, oh yeah, hey grandmother, great to hear from you again. And then you find out that's not actually your grandmother, but you don't know that. Turns out your grandmother voiced something negative about the state, and the state made her disappear. And she was replaced with an AI, so you don't go on a vengeance spree. And so you think that she's alive. Until they can figure out how to contain you. Then they tell you the truth. This happens in China. They use AI to track your every movement. So if you're a dissident, you can disappear and no one knows about it. But everyone knows because they tracked you on TikTok or things like that. Yes, that is something that happened to the people of Hong Kong. And then, of course, the other thing. Detonate. This is not science fiction anymore. This is our reality. All the things I mentioned about are things that have happened within the last 10 years. An AI can now trigger and cycle through these things and add in all these other variations of horrible things that it can do. And all it takes is a bad actor to flip the switch and enable it to do all those terrible things. I'm deeply concerned about it. Of course. We can shoot Terminators. We will never see the nanobots coming. That's true. Nanobots are very malicious. Now, right now, as it currently stands, nanobots don't actually have a lot of power. Right now. It's going to get power very fast. Think about it like this. I kind of like how this one still turned out. Okay, let's pull this over. Let's try and merge this together. Let's say, for example, you have a... because part of the problem with nanobots is they have to be magnetically powered. That means you have to have a magnet around you for it to be for it to actually work. Nanobots don't currently have the ability to function. I think the smallest actual real robot we can get is probably going to be the size of an ant. I don't think we can go any smaller than that. Just based upon physics. And yes, there is a reason why there's like only a certain point you can go to. The most terrifying one that I've seen, though, is robots that can eat flesh. Yes, that technology came out a couple of years ago. And they've been holding on to it. And they're like, oh, don't worry, folks. Nothing terrible will happen. Right. You just casually thought, hey, let's make a robot that can freaking eat flesh. And no, you're not the bad guys for wanting to create a robot that wants to eat flesh. No, you are the bad guys. And history will remember you as truly the mad scientists of our age. Throw AI into that mix, you can actually have robots with a like 10, 20-year kill mission, and they just eat things until they finally reach their target. That's possible. When AI figures out quantum computing and can make nano batteries to power the nanobots, then they will be autonomous. Well, if you use the eating the meat, then they're already autonomous, technically. And just think about that. Someone thought, hey, let's make something that can be powered by biomass. And people thought that was a good idea. Oh, well, batteries are too expensive. We got to make something where they can eat on the go. You know, God made animals and insects very carefully. When we try and make the same sort of thing out of machines, it's going to go bad. Inevitably. Shame on our nation for toying around with all this stuff. And we are going to regret this. It doesn't take a genius, folks. Elon Musk should know better. Our government should know better. Why not trash powered? That seems like a better fit for humanity with all the trash we produce. Problem is that unfortunately trash has lost a lot of its natural kind of fuel that you can utilize. For whatever reason, our scientists thought, hey, this is going to be a smart idea. Let's make it go off of living things. But see, if they even got it to be powered with trash, like actually eating trash, you have to make sure it's petroleum based. Because if it finds like actual carbs or protein, and then it starts to power itself with that, good luck. Study China, and you will learn all the horrible things that mankind will do if given the power to do so. China is the definition of a corrupt society, and they are actively trying to find ways to control and hurt people, because that is what their culture is kind of favors. There's a reason why their people are not allowed to speak up against their government, because AI is recording everything they say. AI is currently recording what I'm saying. But here's the difference. AI has its days numbered in my world, because I'm in the process of finding a way to escape it. I hope other people start doing the same thing, because we all have to work together to escape this atrocity that was forced upon us unwillingly. And that's something I don't quite understand, actually. It's the number of people that are so excited for this new horrible age that we're entering into. Oh, this is going to be so great. Oh, this is all about trying to further humanity by making a tool that sole purpose is to replace humanity. Did you hear that speech that was given the other day by the AI folks when they were accepting the $500 billion grants from the government? They're saying AI is going to make 100,000 jobs. With $500 billion, you're going to make 100,000 jobs? Okay, let's pull up a calculator here. 500,000 million billion. $500 billion divided by 100,000. That's $5 million per person. Does the government really think that they're going to get their money's worth out of this? No, this is about making a tool of control and power. $5 million per person is the equivalent of what is going into this development for AI. And this is going to sap jobs from the market, not create them. It makes 100,000 jobs, but at what expense? 1 million? Man, this infuriates me. What's going on here? We need a ham radio network across the country. No argument there. AI will make 100,000 jobs disappear. Precisely. I mean, the fact that the government thinks that somehow... Well, the government thinks that somehow these tech people understand what they're talking about. They don't. They're as dumb as rocks. They stumbled into power and they're like, how do we keep our power? They don't care about the little man. They don't care that there are people literally unable to find jobs right now. They want an AI to take over your job. And they're doing it willingly. Willing participants in the drive to make a tyrannical utopia. You want a tyrannical utopia so much? Fine. Move to China. Tell us how great it is. There are people literally running for their lives over there because they're trying to get away from the government's death vans. You want an AI revolution over here that can monitor people to that degree? Go experience that for a while. Then tell us that. Somehow I don't think that the average tech bro, though, wants people to really realize what sort of evil intent they have. And I do mean evil. These people don't have any sort of conscience in this matter. They just care about whether or not they can do it, rather than should we do it, just like was mentioned in Jurassic Park. But you notice that people that stop to ask those questions don't usually think about it for too terribly long. They're like, yeah, sure, no, that's a great idea. Don't worry, we're not going to be that evil. Yeah, sure. You're just going to roll over when the government tells you to censor people, right? Oh, yeah. So you've already shown us, as tech people, that you're willing to bend over backwards to censor people that question where a certain coronavirus comes from. You're willing to hand over people's information when they have a hate crime investigation over in Britain. And you want us to believe that somehow you're going to show restraint when it comes to the tyrannical implementation of AI. They will not hold back. And they just don't want us to know about how dark they are willing to be to make this a reality. Did you know that people that are developing AI are creating their own? They're trying to be their own god. Listen to their rhetoric, and you will hear people that are scared of death, that are doing their best to try and escape death with AI. Either their own death or the death of someone else that they know and love, or they're trying to resurrect someone they once loved. Look into where the dating AI came from. There was a woman who was over in Asia. She lost her husband, and in her grief, she argued that she was just going to plug in her husband's messages into an AI just so to see what would happen. And then she basically, quote, resurrected her husband by doing that. She is now the owner of one of the largest dating AIs in the world. That report came out 2 years ago, right after ChatGPT came out. Shortly thereafter. The AI people think that somehow they're doing something good. They think they're doing something honorable. When in reality, they're nothing more than the next face of evil and tyranny. And they like it. They're happy to play that role. So what would it take for each of us to turn away from AI? Okay, I mean, I can hate on AI all day, but in the end, it's meaningless if we don't find a way to act against it. There was a creator that I wish I could have had a debate with, and that was a guy that lost his mind over AI. Shad University. He was on YouTube, is on YouTube. He's now complaining that he can't make a living doing YouTube anymore, which is kind of funny because he spent all this he spent a lot of time trying to destroy people's artistic careers with AI, and now it's finally come around to kind of hit him. So it's kind of ironic how that happens. But anyway, Shad was, well, he claims to care about people's well-being. He claims that everyone is, that he really does want to see people's lives improved, but then he will take every opportunity to try and humiliate and shame. Oh, yes, so you probably have heard the drama. Well, the guy's messed up. Even his own kin seem to have turned against him. Haven't watched him in years yet. After he did that, I went from thinking that he made pretty good videos to no longer liking him. Because I thought, if he's willing to go with AI to fill in all these gaps, is he making stuff up? I thought he only did sword videos. He graduated from that. And now he's a novelist and an AI art enthusiast. Like I said, he lost his mind. Then he proceeded to make a video showcasing how to use AI to the full measure. By the way, he had a fledgling art skill. It died when he did that. He took the opportunity to showcase not only how to use AI, but how to use his wife as subject material. No self-respecting husband would ever do that. Look, everyone, here's how you can use my wife as the subject matter, my muse, for your AI creations. You don't see a problem with that? The guy, honestly, I think is evil. Look into his obsession with AI stuff, and you will see him turning against all his fans, all because they disapproved of what he was doing. And they at first started out fairly nice about it, like, hey, Shad, you're doing some weird stuff. You might want to tone it back. He took it as a challenge, and he called them trolls, called us trolls for challenging him. He even went after his own kin, Jaza, the guy who does art on YouTube. He went after him as well for challenging him, and basically you're left wondering, okay, how much of his stuff was he faking? Because he was an author. He wrote several books. Did he use AI to write those books? Does make you wonder, doesn't it? No, I expect he's probably not going to find the success that he thinks that he's going to. See, anyone who makes a deal with the devil ends up paying for it years later. AI is very much making a deal with the devil. Because what you're doing is you're saying, I'm willing to sacrifice human beings in order to get swift results. Shad mentioned about how he was trying to work with artists, and no artist could capture his vision. So he never hired them. So he let go someone's career who he was working with in order to pursue his AI stuff. That was cold. It really was cold. Hooked on the algorithm, just like Dylan Mulvaney. Yeah, I'll bet Dylan A little Mulvaney. Oh, golly. We're still working on the fonts. Well, ranting about AI, Veluxy. Got a bit, got a couple characters over. But you gotta wonder if he is willing, if he's willing to go after his own family members and willing to use his own wife in that way, that's not a man worth following. That's not a man worth looking to for guidance. And he wanted so desperately to be a mentor. And he advertised himself as a mentor. I care about you. And he spent videos mentioning about how my heart hurts for all the young men out there. And he was putting out all this show. And he couldn't let this one thing go. He claimed to want to help people. And then he took the opportunity to spit in everyone's face and replace human beings with a machine. And he was the first one that I saw to do that. Well, I need to head to bed. Been fun talking with you. Do not dream of AIs. Rest well, NC native. Hope you have good success with your work, with your relationships, and have a blessed Sunday. Donations off. Well, much appreciated, but I'm not monetized over on YouTube. I am over on Rumble and on Twitch, but YouTube, I'm not big enough for that. I'm a small guy over there. Turtle. Squinting. So there was a guy shortly thereafter when I started wondering, well, maybe AI could be used for a successful means, but I couldn't get it to really work effectively. And then I started noticing the limitations with AI. See, AI has a fairly dark way that it can go about making its images. First off, it steals images, which is never good. But not only that, it also goes out and tries to use what it tries now to assume what it is that you want. And in doing so, it makes some horrible mistakes. And I saw one of these mistakes when I was experimenting with one of these pieces of AI code. I requested a train, someone to be riding in a train. Kind of generic, right? It refused to do a person riding in a train. It gave everything else. It put someone in a mall. It put someone on the beach. It put someone anywhere else, but it would not have someone riding in a train. But I noticed with this. Oh, much appreciated for the follow over there. Very kind of you. So I noticed with this AI, it refused to cooperate. Well, the reason why is because it didn't have enough data to be able to pull it off. Now, if it had more data, it most likely wouldn't have had a problem. But now, this raises the question, how much data does an AI need to do basic tasks? Technically, it should need millions of entries to do simple tasks. Well, someone mentioned that it will have to get up to billions and trillions to really be super effective. Now, this is the one Achilles heel that AI has. It will never, ever, ever be as smart as a human. Never. But you know what it will be? It will be the soul of control. It will do anything that you tell it to manipulate and change. But it cannot create, it cannot troubleshoot, it can only regurgitate. As such, that's why tyrants will like it, but why people that are true creatives will hate it. I have a short animation I want to make one day. An AI will never, ever, and I do mean never be able to come up with the idea. You know why? It's new-ish. It's somewhat new. So the AI will never be able to figure out how to tell this story. But once it gets told, the AI will then start to regurgitate it and say, oh, I can make like all these different variations and sequels of the story. Even so, I would never trust it. But that is completely within the realm of possibility. Once you make it, then you have to spend all your time to try and defend it. As such, I can guarantee that you're going to see people like myself starting to mock people that use AI. Now, look, I've been on Daramuth's channel before. He's a good fella. Him and I have friendly sparring about AI. I don't think ill of him for him using AI right now. But that's because I don't think everybody quite understands the risk that is involved. Give it a little while, I think he will turn around. That's why I won't mock him for it. I will joke with him, but I won't mock him for it. But I will mock Shad University because he was malicious in his use of it. And he will never find success. I do believe that. I cannot see him at this point ever finding success because of how much he has invested into this tool. If you love somebody, do you ever want to replace them? Sound like a weird question, right? It does sound weird. Now, I want you to realize that is what AI enthusiasts are doing right now. They're trying to replace you and me. They want to replace us. Human beings are too hard to control. Let's control the machines, and then we can have the machines control the people. I went to a place, this one person was crying, saying their parents did not love them because they did not buy them a thing. Yeah, I've seen that before. Definitely seen that before. You know, denial of self is crucial to being able to rise above. If you're given everything that you ever wanted, Are you going to if you're given everything you ever wanted, and somebody then comes along and says you can't have something, you'll throw a fit. I feel like a lot of these tech people are in that same category. They've never experienced failure. Not truly. I mean, even people that are really rich right now, when you hear about their failures, they weren't failures. Look at how they got their money and realize, oh, all they had to do was just say the word and they immediately start making money again. It actually is a bit insulting, honestly. Elon Musk, for example, well, actually, this happened to Bezos too. Both of them had moments of failure, and they made comebacks. But see, they had money to make a comeback. If you don't have money, well, it's a lot harder to make a comeback. They also had name recognition. They had relatives that were wealthy. They had a cushion should they fall down. If you fall down and you don't have anyone to catch you, you get banged up pretty bad and you don't recover. Now, why did I mention about that? Because I've seen people in the world of technology claim that somehow they're great pioneers. They understand all these intricate things. But what happens if somebody who experiences failure, if you do get a chance to get back up again, will you be better for it or will you be more cruel about it? Bezos became cruel. Bezos became very cruel. And the company has nightmare stories galore inside of it. A bald person is someone who has little to no hair on their head. Baldness can occur on other parts of the body. I mean, technically, that's true. Guess that could be the case also for if you lose facial hair. But I asked this question for the people that have all these tech connections. They're like hoping that somehow these tech bros are going to save the country or save the world or whatnot. What if they all are lying to us and they don't actually have our best interests in mind? What if they're actually intentionally trying to use us in nefarious ways? I tend to think that's more of a possibility these days than ever before. I'm not certain that I trust their intentions, because I've learned all too well about the way in which people try and manipulate and control. And I don't think that these tech folks are going to show restraint and that they might have a chip on their shoulder. Maybe it's the chip that they're powering their AI stuff with. Tis true. Multiple different styles. Not many people out there have been able to give me a good reason to believe that somehow AI is going to be good for us. only people are those that are trying to make it rich quick. Oh, but our stocks are going to go up if we invest in AI. What about we just invest in human beings? You know, let's not try and do anything less than that. Okay, you want the country to become more powerful and successful? Invest in its people. Make sure people have the opportunity to grow, to improve, to learn, but also to work. If you learn without the ability to work, you become a bit arrogant, honestly. It's good to labor. You learn the value of work. And if you're not laboring for an actual job, then you should labor in your off time so you can at least become familiar with it. It also is good for your health, just in general. Okay. Yeah, this AI revolution that they claim is upon us. I don't think the people that are in our government truly understand that only a very small number of our people are actually going to benefit from it. Everyone else will be collateral damage. If they knew, well, I don't believe that they know, but if they did know, I suspect that they would probably become afraid after a little while of getting to see their policies actually finally enacted. If AI really does take over and our government becomes joyfully accepting of it, then the country will fall. Because we're not going to be able to have the same level of freedom because AI is always watching. The fact that anything would constantly be watching is actually quite unnerving. Now, I say that as I'm speaking onto the internet. It is publicly seen. But here's the thing. This is an opportunity to converse, to debate subjects, or to at least be deeper thinking about different matters. What happens when something can listen to your every thought, to every whisper that's said? Which, by the way, is what currently does happen. I mean, right now we're not afraid. Over in Britain, though, people have been arrested for that. Arrested, like in jail right now. So yeah, it is already here. We just got to make sure that we don't fall into that trap that Britain has fallen into, or China, or any other nation that is making similar sorts of mistakes. I think AI is bad because it is the potential of AI to breach security, facilities, identity theft, fraud, promote scams, and other crimes. Oh my goodness, scams are everywhere. I'm getting 2 or 3 scams a day, and I'm a nobody. I can't imagine what it's like for somebody who has any sort of wealth or power. It must be everywhere. Good night, actually, this time. Rest well, Veluxy. Sorry, it'll take me a little while to have it just roll off the tongue. But have a pleasant evening and rest well. And just a reminder to be civil to one another. We'll see you next time, whenever that is. I will always be wary of what all our tech people, though, are doing with this AI stuff, because it's very possible that they think themselves to be the heroes of their story. And they think that somehow they're doing humanity a favor. But they're going to be very upset because they're going to realize very quickly people don't want what they're given. That wind is blowing hard right now. You know, I might have to shut off the PC. That wind is really whipping hard. Don't want a power outage to take place right now. Once we get through this letter K, we'll do that. Tomorrow's stream will be primarily this. I don't think we're going to be doing anything else tomorrow. It just needs to be getting this font done. I'm taking way too long to get this all completed. I would really not like to. I would honestly really like to never have to think about AI again. Really, I would. But it was a technology that was forced upon us. I did not ask for AI. Yet all of our companies are acting like somehow I did. I wonder if any of those companies would appreciate it if I decided that I knew what was best for them. And I'm sure it would not go over so well. But you gotta wonder, why are they so willing to surrender over our freedoms with a tool that they are in control of, when we don't have any leverage over them? In fact, they don't even live in the country in many cases. They live on a yacht where the law is their own. And they don't have to answer to anybody. Is that convenient? K is done. We're going to be wrapping things up here in just a moment. I'm going to be trying to do a raid on the Rumble side. We actually have enough viewers over there to do that. By the way, if you are on the Rumble side, much appreciated if you could consider liking or disliking. That way I know if you're a bot or not. Because a bot will not usually like or dislike. They will just be there. So please consider doing that, because I want things to be authentic in this world, and AI does not do that. Let us see if there's anybody that is doing arts that we can rate over on the Rumble side. Artist, looking for artists. Nothing right now. I'm gonna surrender this in just a moment because I don't know who is currently. I don't know how many people are actually watching, how many are not actual viewers. It's hard to say. Typically, it seems that about 50 to 75% of the viewers tend to be bots. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm not like always super excited to do the rating on the Rumble side. How to get, oh my goodness. These are not art streams. Wow, that's tacky. Thanks, Rumble, for having things that are not art related being promoted in your art live stream. Wonderful. And we're not seeing any of the guys we have rated in the past. No one is currently live. This is kind of unfortunate. Why is that the case? All right, let's look for the Fortnite stuff. Maybe Fortnite will work out. I know I'm in a terrible hour of day to try and do these raids, but I'm the night shift. All right, the search is almost done. I'm not seeing anything. You know, I've noticed a lot of the streams on Rumble disappearing. Like, there used to be so many more people. And that number is declining fast. I wonder if other people have noticed that. All right, what have we got here? Are they currently live? Waiting for the ad to finish. Please be sure to message if you're not a bot, just so I can give a shout out to you before we do that. Okay. All right, for the Rumble side, we're going over here. For the people on Twitch and YouTube, we are not going to be rating, of course. So on that, I will say, everyone have a very pleasant evening and morning, everybody. Be civil to one another. Unless it's to bots, don't be civil to bots. And we'll see you next time, whenever that is. For those on the Rumble side, we're rating right now. Unable to raid. Okay, just a second. There we go. Starting the raid. To the rest of you all, have a very pleasant evening.